Just a note about the end of the gospel, that these unclean spirits saw Jesus and fall down and shout, "You are the Son of God." We remember that there's this big saying out there, I'm spiritual but not religious. Well, that's every demon, right? Every demon is purely spiritual. But religion means giving to God what is His due. And that what is His due? Worship, honor, glory. And that is the obedience that is required is not something that the demons will do. So they are spiritual in the fullest sense, but not religious. And we look and they say they know who Jesus is. They know even more than we do. Because they say, "You are the Son of God." They recognize this. They don't have faith. They don't, because faith means believing without seeing. They know. But they still refuse to serve and be obedient. And so we have to make sure that it's not just, our faith isn't just something we know about God, but knowing God. What I wanted to focus on, though, was about all these people coming to see Jesus. That they wanted to have a boat because so that they wouldn't crush Him. He said, He had cured many, and as a result, those who had diseases were pressing upon Him to touch Him. And as I was praying about this, I was thinking, we only know one or two stories up to this point of Him healing people. But obviously, He's healed a lot of people. And as they're coming, they're coming to touch Him so that they can be healed of their diseases. And I was thinking, none of those people, we're not going to know their stories in this life. Not until we get to heaven will we know the stories of each of those people that Jesus healed on this earth while He was still walking on this earth. And yet for each one of them, that wasn't important. They didn't want to be known. They wanted to be healed. They wanted to be cured. And that healing, that cure, meant everything for them. Please God that they then had faith to be able to follow Jesus as God, not just as some random healer. But we look and we say, in our own lives, do we see Jesus as enough? Contact with Jesus as enough? There's this quote from Corrie ten Boom, who she wrote The Hiding Place and Tramp for the Lord. And she, among other things, she was in a concentration camp during World War II. And she said this, "You never really know that Jesus is all you need until Jesus is all you have." You never really know that Jesus is all you need until Jesus is all you have. And I think so often, what do I go after? Instead of going after to touch Jesus, going after to have Jesus as my all. I look, well, I have Jesus, and then I have this, and I have that, and I have all these things. And no, Jesus is all we need. And so often, Stuart and I, before Mass, we were talking about the difference between needs and wants. And so often we think of our wants as needs. But if we are put into that place when Jesus is all we have, and most of us probably will be put into that place, as I've seen people who are dying, as they lose their ability to do this, to do that, and finally they're just on the deathbed and struggling for life. In that moment we have nothing but Jesus. May we come to really know, even before He is the only thing we have, that He is really the only thing we need, the only person we need. This day may we examine our relationship with Almighty God and with Jesus. May we see, what are the things that I think I need that are just superfluous, that are secondary? What are my wants that get in the way of my relationship with Jesus? All these people were running around Him actually trying to crush him. Not trying to crush him, but because of the press of the crowd, they were crushing him. May we have that same zeal in our hearts, seeking after Jesus.